here we go, and welcome back, everyone, to another CSR broadcast of the MOTD series from Atlanta tonight. Excited to get this one started. The Gen 6 cars back on the track once again for this block of the MOTD series. Just getting all of our stuff kind of set up here. I think we worked out all the bugs and the issues that we were having. There we go. Get us back on the camera angles that we want. We're going to be night racing here this evening from Atlanta in the Gen 6 cars. As previously stated, these guys getting ready to do their drivers meeting here, just starting up. So technically they're under the warm-up. Qualifying has taken place already. We will get to that in just a little bit, but for right now, let's go ahead and bring up the Gen 6 standings. Jim Segredo still on point here in the Gen 6 block, but only 2 points ahead of Mr. Drift. Branch 7 back, Wetzel 8, Lakins 8 as well, Dylan 9. So really, the Gen 6 block still up for grabs right now. I would say realistically at least the top 10, or I guess technically 12, because they are all tied. One or, tonight, if it's a bad race for somebody within that top 10 or a majority of the top 10, it could really come down to next week for these guys for the Gen 6 champion. But Jim Segredo still on point for this block. He's doing absolutely spectacular, managing his way through this tough block, grabbing himself a win earlier in the block from Daytona. While we are at it, let's go ahead and bring up the MOTD standings to get you guys all up to date with where we are. We are in the second to last block here. One more race after this evening, heading to Talladega tonight. The, I guess technically Echo Park. I'm still going to call it Atlanta. I don't know. Echo Park just sounds weird to me with all the commercialization? Yeah, that's the word, of the series anymore. But tonight, Atlanta. Next week, we will be at Talladega in these cars. And I honestly cannot wait to get to Talladega. That race is going to be an absolute blast in these cars. But tonight, Atlanta, Echo Park, whichever you want to call it. But while we're getting a kind of a look at everything here, let's go ahead and bring up your overall standings and team standings for this season. Mr. Drift still on top there, but the lead he has is quietly shrinking. I wouldn't say any huge movements. One bad race, though, for Drift tonight. It could very much change here. Christian Rhodes, McKinney, Wetzel, Joe Wells, Sam Taylor, Scott Wise, Greg Thurlow, and Ryan Wilson has jumped up to the 10th position. Jim Segredo tied with him in points right there. So those two guys having themselves a great second half of the season, really climbing the standings here for the MOTD series. Then you look over here at the team standings. If you go back a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, Torque Wrench looked like they were absolutely going to run away with this season, but Slightly Dangerous has, more than slightly, they are dangerous to come up here and take the team standings with 7 wins on the season. Their top 5s have been being put together as well as top 10. So the lead for Slightly Dangerous, or the Torque Wrench, has significantly dwindled here. I'm going to go back through some of my notes here. We'll go back, let's see here. I want to go back a little over a month ago, I believe. It's probably somewhere early December. It was 42 points, which seemed significant then, and even then it was shrinking. Before that, it was just let's see, we'll go back November 18th, so be about just shy of the halfway season. It was 75 points back for Slightly Dangerous, but now got themselves 35 points back, so more than half of the points lead gone here with 6 races left. That could also be up for grabs here for the MOTD series. Well, these guys now getting back onto the racetrack. I'll try to get some driver interviews, some of their thoughts before this one gets started, as you see some of them go by. Jim Segrito right there, right past your camera. We'll get some of the drivers' thoughts as we get this pre-race continued on here. We'll try to get at least one or two interviews here, but let's first go to our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing up, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We are back here with our pre-race show. Just a couple minutes left of warm-ups. These guys getting around the track, but let's go ahead and see if we can get our Gen 6 points leader up in here with us. Jim Segrito, it's Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Craig. I got a copy, buddy. How you doing tonight?
We're doing well. We were watching quite a bit of practice. Looking like pushing in the corners is going to be a big no-no here this evening, but you have a very slight lead in the Gen 6 standings. How are you going to maintain that and maybe grow that lead tonight?
Well, pushing definitely is a no-no tonight. These cars are a lot more freer than what we saw in the truck race. And the setup's a little bit more freer as well. So pushing in the corner, unless you're really experienced in these cars and can handle that on the receiving end and on the pushing end, tread carefully tonight. So for me, I think it's going to be an act of patience tonight, knowing that this could be a little bit, I don't want to speak negatively, but it could be a little bit of a wreck fest. You never know. Hopefully not, but if it is, just gotta wear it out and run it out to the best you can and see where it all finishes.
So are you saying we're going to maybe see a timid beginning of this race?
I think so. I mean, I think a lot of people are being aggressive in warm-ups and in practice, so I do think you're going to see a lot of moves early. I think people were a little bored in the truck race from what I was hearing, so I think you might see a little bit more action in these Gen 6 cars. So if that's the case, I might exercise a little bit more patience in this race and try to stay out of that trouble and then see how it all plays out in the end.
All right, well, good luck to you, sir. Hopefully you can continue growing that points lead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, buddy.
We'll catch up with you.
Yes, sir.
Get him back to the Highline Racing Network channel there. Let's bring in one more guy here right before we get started. We'll see if we can bring in the CEO, Scott Wise. It's Craig up the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do. What's up?
What's going on? So tonight I think we're going to see a little bit more action than the truck race here. This watching practice, Jim said it's sketchy in the corners. Quickly before we let you go, Green, is that going to change your strategy for tonight?
Not really. This race last season was a lot of fun. There was a lot of dipping, diving, lane swapping, dog fighting, good racing. Hoping to see more of that tonight. The guys, I think, are finally starting to get the message in their head that, hey, maybe I don't need to lead lap 1 from 30th.
Well, one can hope.
Yeah, but yeah, this race has the potential to be a lot of fun as long as everybody drives with their head straight, plays a little bit of patience, just takes the runs when they're given, and not try to force too many holes. You're going to see a lot of back and forth, a lot of comers and goers.
All right. Well, I know you're getting ready to roll off here, so I'll get you down there. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
The CEO, Scott Wise. Let's just make sure we got all of our cameras up and going to get you guys all the action around the racetrack. But while we are doing that, let's also bring up tonight's qualifying results. There we go. Jason Branch put it on the pole by 1/1000th of a second over Sam Taylor. Dylan in the 12. Bobby Wetzel, your current overall points leader. Jacob Drift in the 14. Go to roll off in your top 5. Justin Lee Pearson, Alex Leeball, Al Linkage, Christian Rhodes, Joe Wells, Scott Lay, Evan Perry, William Britton, James Taylor, Eric Hayden, Jerry Fassett, Jim Segredo, DJ Waddle rounding out your top 18. Continuing through the field, you got Mr. Cato there in 19, Steve Melnick, Eddie Rowdy, Brian Hayes, Jeremiah Nelson, Derek Jacobs, Gregory Thurlow, Scott Wise starting in the back of the pack here this evening, rolling off 26, Fred Pennington, Craig Martin 28th. Continuing down to the final results here, looking like Harry and Wilson. I did see Wilson drop to packet loss earlier, so Kaiser and Shiflett look like they might be the guys rounding out the starting order for this evening. Get a look at your pole sitter there, Mr. Jason Branch in the 28 car, Sam Taylor in the 9. Napa Auto Parts car there, the outside. I saw a couple different paint schemes. You got Lee Ball there in the Premier car. Wetzel rocking the red and black. Lincoln's changed up his paint to the Subway car. Joe Wells still in that Corvette looking number 3 machine. Good wrench machine. Evan Perry you see there as well. These guys, pace truck getting ready to dive off for 162 laps. This one, I'm sure, is going to be full of entertainment this evening. The green flag is out, and we are away from Atlanta. The 09 pushing the 9 right off the start here. Going to get a good launch into 1 and 2. See if they can carry that momentum through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. The 12 still not quite to the back bumper of the Ford teammate in front of them. Now Lincoln up down the back straightaway. We'll see if the 9 can clear the 28 before they get down there. The 09 falling off the back bumper. Going to allow Branch to just pull. Use the bottom side of the racetrack to gain his lead back. See if the 9 can come back. No, falls back shortly. So lap 1 will go to your pole sitter, Jason Branch, here this evening. Down the back straightaway, things kind of it's looking like a lot of guys trying to get to the bottom side of the racetrack right now. The side draft right there, you see the 58 trying to side draft that 14. I think we will see that. We're going to see that potentially be one of the race winning moves here this evening. I think if you really get on the quarter panel of the guy on the inside, you really slow down. But looking like right now, everyone fighting just to get to the bottom of the racetrack here, still side by side back, just inside and outside your top 10 right now. Christian Rhodes sporting a little bit of a different paint there on us in the Coors Light number 4, the old Sterling Marlin looking paint scheme there, just missing the 0 on that thing. Branch continuing to lead us around. Let's get up your full running order for you guys. There we go. As we complete lap 3, taking lap 4 while we're looking at the 3 car of Joe Wells out there on the outside of that G Lightning number 3 right now. You heard Jim talking about it. Pushing in the corner is a no-no. And I think right now, like Scott Wise said, guys are kind of heeding the warning of, maybe not getting too crazy here off the bat. You got James Tinder there in that Mountain Dew Chevrolet, number 88 there on the outside. Jim Segredo kind of bringing up the tail end of this line. Here, your current Gen 6 points leader right there in the frame a little further back. These guys, I think, just giving some room back here right now. You see Scott Wise in tow. You got Mr. Craig Martin here in the 22 machine going around the racetrack there, sporting the Highline logo on the side of that car. Love to see those guys continuing to support the Highline Racing Network. They are doing some incredible things over there. Getting a look at the 38 machine side by side with Scott Wise here. Get a look back up front here. Al Lincoln's to the lead and using the outside of the racetrack. Now the outside's starting to make the comeback. The 58 jumped up with the 72. So now the outside. Guys trying, I think at this first part, I think guys are going to try some things early, maybe not overly aggressive with the push to see what they can do manipulating the air, see what kind of runs they can generate throughout. Because remember, it's a quad oval front straightaway. It's not, oh, Joe Wells stepping to rear. That car steps out a little bit, but does a spectacular job hanging on. And right there, pushing right off the 2. This is going to be the best spot to try to generate some momentum here. Because on that quad oval, you really don't have much time to try and, really get a push. I mean, you're straight right here, but then you're getting right back in. And I think the rear of these cars are just really going to be upset taking a push through the quad over the 3 right to the back bumper of the 20s right there. He's going to try to time it perfectly like that right there. As soon as the 20 car gets pointed straight down the straightaway, gives him a push, and the 20 continuing his momentum. He grabbed a couple wins over the last few weeks, and he's continued to carry that momentum here tonight. Now he goes ahead and grabs another couple laps left. No, Joe Wells is going to go right to the outside. He said, thank you very much for getting me up here, but I'm putting this G Lightning car up front right now, so the lead to the 3. Notice that a lot of the rear of these cars getting a little loose at 12, trying to slide up into that high groove. The 72, likewise right there. I mean, you see just how upset the rear of these cars. Evan Perry doing a great job hanging onto that. Seems like the right rear is just kind of hanging out on some of these cars right now. We're going to look at some of the onboards as the 72 now trying to bring up that outside lane. He wants a part of the lead right here, pulling up about even right there to the door of the 3. Let's see if the 58 can time his push just right. Now, looking like a couple laps in, maybe handling going to take part in this one. Noticing the rear of the pack has kind of fallen well off. I did notice Zach Cato went to the pit. Don't know if they had something go on here. They're just losing that lead draft, but it's definitely not as big as it was before. So get a look back up front, and we'll get a look at some of the onboards as Evan Perry goes to the front with the 58 of Justin Lee Pearson. Now here comes the 12 going to the high side. He's going to use that 3rd lane up there at the top of the racetrack. So set up Justin to think he was going with him. Now he's going to slice to the inside of the racetrack, try to keep his momentum to hopefully clear the 72. We'll see what he does. Does he want to continue to bring the 58 with him, or does he want to block that high side? The 12 showed a little muscle here. These cars are going to be a blast tonight with this draft package. I think you're going to see a lot of swapping for the lead like we have seen in these first few laps, and these guys aren't even being aggressive just yet. Let's get some look at some of the onboards, see how these cars are handling after 11 laps from Atlanta. So just battles all over for the lead. Now we got one on the outside wall. They are stacking them up, and they are going to go around. We're going to have a big crash here. Joe Wells, Scott Wise, the 14 Drift, going to suffer some damage. The 71 car trying to get it backed up, and we will be under our first caution flag of the evening. Well, we had you still on the... we never switched it to live. See, you're still knocking the rust off of ourselves here, but let's go ahead and bring up our crash replay here for this evening. He kicks the... I think he kicks... Ooh. Oh, Wilson is in chat. We're going to see who wants Rhodes to take the win here tonight, but let's see the 12 with some heavy damage. It's going to start somewhere right in the front, and that leads to disaster here with not... Especially on corner entry. Really, so 70, I can already see what's going on here. You got, let's pause it up here. We got to get you up around the 72. I think he's going to throw a block. I think the 12 is going to be aggressive, trying to get to the outside. If I can find the 72 in my running order right now. Here we go, Evan Perry. Put it at 1/4 speed for you here. Yeah, so the 12 trying to go to the high side. I think the 72 just trying to defend both hard into the wall there. Then I think it's just going to narrow up. Yep, he's going to lose all that momentum. Pull in front of the 20. We shouldn't say pull in front of him. It's just where the momentum. Oh, the 4 is going to tag the wall here. Let's get up to the blip cam because you're seeing the 3 go around the 4 with some significant damage. 83 going to get caught up in it. I can't believe more of these guys did not go around. Let's get down here to the 3 as he's sliding back across the racetrack. This is where the 14 is going to make contact and the 31. Right there, Jim Segredo going to do a good job getting his way through this one. Several guys getting on the brakes early. A lot of guys on pit road right now. We'll get a look at all that information in just a minute or two. We'll see if we can key up the onboard from the 21 car. So he's going to get tagged a little bit there in the rear of that car. We'll try to key it up a little bit here because we technically didn't get a crash notification here. So let's try to old school rewind here. We'll get a look from... Let's see here. Let's see what we can pull up. The 24 car was somewhere in this mix as well. Yeah, let's get a look from Alex Lieball as the first caution of the night is out. Great job by Lieball to miss that one here. Get a live look at these guys. Waddle on pit road as well, looking like he is getting some damage repair right now. A couple guys staying out on the racetrack. The 6, believe, maybe was serving a penalty from last week, so he's going to look to take a wave. But right now, Melnick staying out on the racetrack is not going to help his cause in that unless he gets the lucky dog, which I believe he was the only car 1 lap down, so he should get that. You're hearing a lot of throttle play with a lot of cars out here on the racetrack as well, so I definitely think handling is going to play a big part of this one here this evening. Let's see if we can get a word with some of the guys maybe not involved in the wreck right now if tempers are a little high. Tommy Rogers is down there in the chat. I see you hiding there, Tommy. Let's see if we can bring in the driver of the 58. He seems to always have the inside scoop. Justin, it's Craig up in the booth. Looking like handling might be playing a little bit of a part of it tonight.
Yeah, tires are wearing. Only 16 laps, and I was 93, 95 on the rights.
So, yeah, I was hearing a lot of throttle play. If we get into a long green flag run, I mean, is there really even a way to save the tires?
Not really, because you got to take all the momentum you can get. You know, my goal is stay up front. I don't trust all these bozos.
Well, it's looking like it's a lot of fun out there. It looks like the lead car is kind of the sit and duck. You just got to figure out where the runs are getting generated from and see where you can throw a block. But right now, we saw maybe a block lead to the wreck there. Is that something that you just get through the first 100 laps, maybe just say, go ahead, have it. I'll get you back here in a lap or two?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm going to try to stay near up front, but not be too crazy changing lanes till maybe that second half.
Well, I see you getting ready to go back, Green. I'll get you back down to your chat. Thanks for jumping in with us.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Justin Lee Pearson there in the 58 machine. As we get ready to go back live here, I see you down there, there, Mr. Rhodes. I had my hopes up for you here this evening, but that first caution of the night may change your entire strategy. I've seen a lot of guys with Kato. I wouldn't be surprised if tonight Kato is able to snag one after an early penalty, missing the first track, but Melnick out front branch to the outside as we're back green here from Atlanta. Getting a look at some onboards there. We had a close moment there with those guys. We try to jump out of our onboard cameras here. Now getting a look at Mr. Christian Rhodes. Some of the guys' picks for this evening there behind the wheel. You see just a lot of movement in the hands right now. You're seeing the speeds here up towards the front. They're kind of able to keep their foot in it through the quad oval, but in the back of this pack, a lot of guys having to do some lifting. You see the speed differences in the 170s. One, not to run over the guy in front of them, and two, to just for handling, as Rhodes is all over the 58. Gonna have to check up here. Everyone sorts it out. As you heard Justin Lee Pearson say, the tire wear is pretty significant here this evening. So if these guys get into a long green flag run, gotta imagine if you get it to the 30-40 lap, after 16 he was down almost 7%. If you start getting to the 40 lap range, it is going to get scary. As we're 3 wide for the lead, they're gonna split. Christian Rhodes, Wetzel to the high side, Bridge to the bottom. Who's going to win the drag race down the back straightaway? The 28 has the 58 in behind Wetzel with no help, getting stuck up there on the high side. I got to imagine that high side is going to come into effect at some point here in this race. Just going to have to get some more guys committed up there. Also curious if some guys start running up there, if that could be where you could possibly save the right side tires. So Wetzel's going to get in the wall a little bit there. going into turn 1. Christian Rhodes maintaining that lead right now out front here at Atlanta. Here comes Sam Taylor, though. I mean, we got to look at this already because let's see if we can bring it up. Yeah, 7 lead changes already between 7 different drivers here through 30 laps. Got to imagine that stat is probably going to be wild at the conclusion of this one. Just want to give a shout out there. James Tinder having himself a great evening right now inside the top 5. Right now, up 10 positions, trying to look at some of the biggest movers of the race. Marcus Kaiser up 18 spots. Scott Wise up 17 spots, 16 spots right now. Craig Martin up 14. Looking for some of the guys who have lost the most ground, and obviously there after that wreck. Joe Wells in the back, I think at this point, probably had to use that fast repair, just trying to maintain right now in that G Lightning number 3 machine. So just bringing up the tail end of the field right now. Christian Rhodes continuing to lead some laps here this evening. Looking like maybe right now after that first wreck, some guys maybe just wanting a ride here in that middle lane, but you can already see some of the rear of these cars wanting to step out. Here is, oh, we got a wreck in the back. Oh, a huge wreck, an absolute parking lot here going into turn 3. Several guys, including your current points leader of this block, Jim Segredo, going to be involved in this one. So our second yellow flag of the evening comes out. We'll get a look to see what kicked this one all off. See if SDK, come on, can you do it right for us for once? Looking like it's somewhere around the 58. I know I saw him involved there. I think this is just, again, could potentially be just no rear grip on these cars and just really making them step out. Yeah, oh, this might be a triple push there. Right, guy we were just talking about. Marcus Kaiser gets absolutely tattooed in the door. The 58's going to go around here. Does he get the 20? Oh, the 20 gets very lucky right there with a little bit of a lucky net code. Yeah, the 58 got to get tagged in this one pretty good. Let's see here. I'll change the camera angle for us. See if we can get a better look to see maybe what happened around the 58, if it was a triple push or not. Which is, you know, looking like, yeah, this, yep, right here. So you're going to see the 58 is just off center with the 28. Believe the 31 is going to give him a tap right there. Yep, and it's going to, he's just too far to the right on the 28. Going to turn him up the racetrack. And then several of these guys going to pile in. The 22's in it. The 94 of Waddle, 38. Nelson slides in. Cato hard on the brakes. He's going to try to turn down underneath that wreck here. So you're going to get a look at the onboard here from Zachary Cato as it all unfolds in front of him. Little bit of contact to the 10. You heard him just immediately to the brakes. But, yeah, these guys sliding all over. Waddle's got some damage, so quite a few cars collected up in this one as the yellow flag flies for the second time this evening. Try to get another look on board here with some of these guys. Try to change up our camera angles for you. Let's get a look on board with Jim Segredo as this one unfolds down the back straight line. Jim almost getting through that one. Just some guys sliding up the racetrack, trying to get a couple more looks on board. The 22 stuck on the high side. 28 just going to meet him there. That is how quickly it all happens here at Atlanta in these Gen 6 cars. As these guys now sitting on pit road, look like the 38, trying to get some manual repairs done. Christian Rhodes continuing to lead us around here under the yellow flag for this evening. Let's see if we can get a word with a couple drivers here and get their thoughts, some more guys' thoughts on this one as they continue around here under the yellow flag. Well, the pace lights are off on the pace truck, so let's go ahead and put that on pause. We will try to get some driver interviews here in just a little bit, but for right now, nothing really changing inside the top 4, except for now Jacob Drift and Eddie Rowdy are right there. The 31 somehow is still up there. I know a lot of the field was involved in that, so I could have swore he used a fast repair earlier. Did we just have somebody spin under the yellow? I feel like I just heard some chaos there in the back. Not sure. Jim Segredo, yeah, he's just trying to get himself in line back there. So Christian Rhodes going to take us back to the green flag here with the 12 just in behind. Our second multi-car incident of the evening, but the pace truck getting ready to pull its way back down pit road here. Get caught up. Cato has this one. Tommy Rogers says, appreciate the text there, Tommy, as well, while we were busy not paying attention. But also, if you guys are tuning in, go down there, that gear setting down there, the bottom right of your screen. Turn it up to 1440. It is in ultra high definition here on YouTube. If you could do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button or the subscribe if you guys would be so kind, as we're getting back to green flag here for the MOTD series, the Masters of the Draft from Atlanta. Good timing on the push from the 12. Going to get the 4 car out in the lead and himself in front of Sam Taylor as they go through turns 3 and 4. The 14 going to dive that car to the bottom of the racetrack here. But not much help in behind right now. Going to lose a little momentum jumping down to the bottom. Christian Rhodes continues to lead us around on lap 37 of 162 tonight. Seeming like handling and pushing is going to play a huge factor in this, and when you are super speedway racing, well, that can lead to chaos. We talked about it in the pre-race show, just how much chaos we had at practice. The guys just trying to just check and see how aggressive they could be with the pushes on the racetrack, and I think for the most part, you're seeing quite a bit of patience there. Just some weird, just off-center pushes. And one bad block really is all that led to the 2 cautions of the night. Zach Cato down 4 laps, so he has gotten 2 back right now, looking like he might be the only car lap down. So I'm sure he is hoping for a little bit more chaos out here on the racetrack this evening. While we continue to log some laps here this evening, let's go ahead and look to see who's on pit lane last. I don't know why it's right here in the middle of your screen, but 22 laps right now on the tires for the number 4 car. Looking like Bobby Wetzel was on pit road just last yellow flag, along with a good mix of guys. So some different strategies out here. Melnick looking like he has stayed out for the entirety, I should say, of this. So that car, he is saving his tires right now. I believe they're unlimited tires here this evening, but maybe just trying to get a feel for if this does go to a long green flag run, just kind of get so plenty of laps, 120 left. So not a bad idea to see if you do get a long green flag run, just how that car is going to handle. Not a bad call there for Melnick, just to try and see. The only thing you're going to have to worry about now is he's going to be the only guy that is going to need fuel much sooner than the rest of this field. Christian Rhodes continue to lead with Mr. Dillon. Mr. P. Picklesmeyer. I always say it wrong. I don't know. And P2 right now. Christian up 8 spots from where he started. Getting a look back here in this rat's nest right now. You see the 09 trying to get a move. Tinder all over the back. We're going to be very careful here because he is up against the 9 machine there as well. Don't want to collect yourself up in anything this early. Some guys already burning through those fast repairs here this evening, so a lot of guys maybe a little bit of strategy going on. A guy we haven't really talked about much here, Eric Hayden, down 7 spots from where he started, but has kept that car, knock on wood, A-okay right now. I think that is part of his strategy. I don't think you're going to want to, or I don't think you will see the double zero car really trying to move to the front and to the end of this thing with the passing that's going on the racetrack and how easily it seems to be able to swap out here and get yourself up in that mix. I think that is probably a pretty good strategy call, because we are back 3 wide on the exit at 2 between Wetzel, Sam Taylor, and who's that on the bottom? Scott Wise. They're going to 09 just backing out of it. Says no thank you and don't want any more part of the 3 wide. Tinder's going to slide up the racetrack, and I have a feeling we're going to see that quite a bit as well. If we get these long green flag runs with the lack of downforce on the nose of these Gen 6 cars through the middle of the corner, gotta imagine we're going to see a couple of these guys starting to slide up the hill and that bottom side become pretty loose if we do get a good 20-30 lap run, with the guys saying after 16 laps they were down 7%. You double that, you're down in the 80s with an already looser handling race car and lack of downforce. That is going to be a recipe for disaster. So if you want to be anywhere right now, I think you want to be Christian Rhodes at this point. You got all the clean air on the nose of that car and on the spoiler. As you can see here, the 12, looking like he's just trying to search. He's just trying to get a little higher on quarter entry, trying to get the downforce to the nose. You see the 20 starting to slide up the hill here a little bit as well on exit. So definitely handling going to be, it's Waddle in the 11 almost make contact. You see it here now. That second groove is starting to migrate up into that third lane up there. We're definitely going to have to keep a close eye on the handling of these guys throughout this one. We are on lap 46 of 162. A large crash once again here in the entry of 3. These guys trying to get it loaded up right now. Cato looking like he might get some damage in that one. That is not what he needed. He needed to get those laps back. Oh, Shifty gets a small piece of it. So, oh man, a rather large wreck here in the middle of 3 and 4. Let's cue it up for you guys here and take a look back at what just happened here to bring out our third caution of the evening. Alrighty, so let's break this down. Where are we starting at? Somewhere. Oh, the 09 the 9 of Sam Taylor just loose on corner entry. Going to come down and collect the 09, the 88, the 94. Going to make some heavy contact. Drift and Wise drifting almost simultaneously there. The 88 almost going over with contact from the 11. The 42 nowhere to go. The 10 nowhere to go. Bouncing back down the racetrack. Going to get the 33. Melnick has got, look at that. He has got the left front tire just completely locked up. Still going to slide into DJ Waddle here. I think the 6 is okay until the 20 comes down and makes contact right there. That might be what cost the 6. Oh, yeah, and then he's going to get some damage there. That is going to cost him the lucky dog that he needs. You see Eric Hayden jumping on the brakes there. So a large crash bringing out the yellow flag for the 3rd time here this evening. Look at we had prior contact with the 09 and 9 here going down the back straightaway. Again, maybe just a bad push here between the 9 and the 09 going down the back straightaway here. The 12's going to step out. The 9's got a run. The 09's going to try to dive it to the bottom of the racetrack. Just wasn't quite clear. Just clips the back bumper of the 9 of Sam Taylor, and then the 88's just nowhere to go with the loss of momentum for the 9. Going to turn him back down, and then Al Lincoln just probably doesn't even know this hit is coming. The 9, somehow, out of all of it, I'm sure he's got some right front damage. But then you see the 14 just going for a long drift here. He's able to save it as just the rest of the field just piles into this one. Again, in the corner entry, it's going to be so hard to see that, especially with how fast it all happens here. Get a look on board here from Justin Lee Pearson. The 11 maybe taking the worst of the brunt for that. We'll get back here to Jerry Fassett and see what his onboard looks like. Oh, 64 sliding in there late. Jerry, yeah, worried about those cars coming back down. Just gets on the brake. Oh, Wilson sliding through the grass there as well. So a large crash, bringing out our 3rd yellow flag of the evening. Some of these guys could potentially be in fast repair just danger right now. I think this is the best way to put it. Craig Martin being scored your leader right now. This could, wave around now for the 6. Staying out, so good move for him. He gets caught up in the wreck, but still able to get one of those laps back. See if we can get a quick word here with some of our drivers, or at least one of our drivers here this evening. Let's see if we can bring in. I know we don't have all of our graphics up. We're one-man banding it here right now, but let's bring in the driver of the Ford machine. Christian, it's Craig up in the booth.
What's going on, my man?
For you, it's going pretty good, but man, in the mirror, it's got to be a little scary.
Well, yeah, I got in one early on lap 16. That one sucked. I thought I was clear of that one. I was like, oh, yeah. And then a couple times blocking got me a little sideways, but we got the stage win, so.
That's what matters, racking up the points. But right now, we're hearing and seeing handling is going to be a big part of this one, as well as some ill-timed pushes. Maybe the runs catching a couple guys off guard tonight.
100%. The cars like to wiggle around. There's a little bit of offset in them. You get tight in the middle of the corner and then free in and out. The pushes just lift the rear tires up.
So it's fun.
It's a handful. It's fun.
Well, I'll get you back down there, buddy. Good luck. I know you're going back green.
I appreciate it, man.
Let's get him back down. Oh, I put him in the wrong chat. I got to get him into slightly dangerous. Again, there we go. We're back under green here this evening. We got a quick word in with Christian Rhodes. The caution's going by just so fast right here. Trying to get a breakdown, and then we're losing track of what's going on pit road, so we'll keep you guys up on that. I'd rather get you guys the crash replays before they go back green. Jerry Fassett and Eric Hayden now have cycled their way after missing and dodging a majority of the wrecks here this evening. Good job, but your current points leader out front now on the exit of turn 4. Going to get himself a lap lead here this evening. Craig Martin now. Here comes the 12 right back to the outside, and the 9 dodged a bullet there. He should have been wrecked. I think with running out of the outside of the wall with that little bit of contact, he was A-okay. I think the wall helped him more than it hurt him. Able to keep that car up here. Now, again, we're going to have to keep an eye on all the issues with fast repairs here tonight and see, really keep track of who has how many fast repairs left. Because some of these guys are going to be in trouble. Here comes the 11 of Jeremiah Nelson now up to P3, the 58 back up to the front. James Tinder continuing to hang around the top 5, having himself a solid night. That bottom side of the racetrack, I think if you're the leader, if they decide they want to go around you, they just go right by you there on the outside. That outside groove is just really, well, grooving here this evening, doing a good job there. The 12 diving it off in here, but just handling it plays such a major factor now. Alex Lieball bringing up the tail end of the first pack here. Some of these guys, now this is a hornet's nest right here. Got another guy we haven't talked about much here this evening. Ryan Wilson there in the 23 has done a good job of keeping that thing out of trouble right now. Sporting a slightly different look to that 23 car. Looks good out there. Got his teammate Zach Cato right there. So they almost have 2 or 3 packs going on the racetrack right now. You see them kind of all separated there, the top 13. And then you have 14th through 24th going around the racetrack right now. So this might bring us to our long green flag run that we were kind of anticipating happening here with smaller packs. Looking like everyone kind of migrating for the most part to that high side. Gotta imagine the 14, if this entirety of the outside line does clear them. Well, now I'd make a liar out of me. Justin Lee Pierce are going to drop to the bottom. I was going to say maybe they will ride single file, just try to log some laps. But these guys, they came here to race tonight, so that is what they are doing. Alex Liebal, I think, is now struggling to hang on to that lead pack. Yeah, he and Eric Hayden are falling out of that lead draft right now. Has kind of lost touch to Melnick here. You're going to get a look at the speed difference between them. 186 down the back, and we're only 180. So that second pack now quickly catching back here as they're almost up into 190. So they will, more than likely, these two will just get out of the way and let that second pack catch them, and they will probably just tuck in behind them here. When this pack, being led by the 20 of Al Lincolns, gets to them here, we'll keep an eye here. We'll try to keep our eyes on the front of this pack as well. But once they get in the draft, which they probably should have about now, yeah, they're just going to quickly get there. And yeah, the 24 and 00 looking like they were already shown that they were willing to go to the high side. They didn't quite get there by 3 and 4, so they dropped back to the bottom. Now with a little bit of separation, maybe the 00 and the 24 stay there because the run isn't going to be quite as large when they get there to 20. Yeah, just happy to link up with these guys and try to catch this lead pack here, which they are quickly starting to catch with these guys still side by side. The 12 continuing to lead us around as we're approaching lap 59 here this evening. Right now we have two guys that are out of this one. Look like the 64 of Brighton and the 94 of PJ Waddle have retired their cars for the evening. 3 wide out of 2. Just trying to give each other some room there. Guys getting a little out of shape there. And like I said, with these guys strung out a little bit, this might bring out our longest green flag run of the night. But here comes that second pack. They got lined up and they have run down this back here, down to 1 second. Gotta imagine about a lap or so they will be in the draft of this lead pack. It's about 0.8 of a second difference between Eric Hayden and Melnick. Yeah, quickly now down to let me just double check it here. Yeah, only 0.5 of a second. So by the time they get to the back straightaway, they will have the draft of the lead pack in this pack that we just showed you. The two separate packs. Now you can see just how close they are. Yeah, they're going to have the draft down the back straight away, so you're going to throw about another 8 or so cars into the lead pack here. So maybe not. Maybe we will get that intense racing right back up front. Hayden going to try to work with his teammate, Alex Liebal. Going to go to the high side. Bobby Wetzel now being scored 2 laps down. That's not what you need. Oh, both the 24 and 00 making a little contact with the outside wall there. But if you're Zach Cato, that is not what you want to see. Right now, looking like the 38 is back out on the racetrack, though, being scored 12 laps down. But yeah, for Cato, he needed to quickly try to get 1 lap down, so he only had a battle himself or one other. But now with Bobby Wetzel, 2 laps down, he will have to try to do it the old school way, or just hope and pray that the caution fest comes out. Right now, only 3 through 64, so I don't know. The end of this race, with the way these cars are handling and the way they are swapped. Oh, there goes the 88 around back here. 88 of James Tinder in the wall right there with the 42 of Marcus Kaiser. This might be the end of the race for Kaiser, depending on the level of damage on the 42 car. Oh, Hayes getting up there late, so the yellow flag flies once again here for the MOTD series. All right, the 42 to the outside, 3 wide out of turn 2 here. Already a little bit of damage. Now we're going to see, is the 42? The 42 is coming down. Yeah, the 42 is just trying to either side draft or maybe just tuck in behind the 88 there. But unfortunately going to turn him on the outside wall. Oh, Melnick's going to get a small piece of it there. Oh, Lincoln's just misses these guys in the outside wall. So it shouldn't be too bad for the driver of the 88 there, but the 42 may have some significant damage on that one. Try to get a look here from the onboard of the 20 and show you just how close this actually was here for Al in the 20 machine. Well, reaction time on point for the 20, because that was quick. The thing we haven't really touched on, pit entry starts all the way in turn 3. So these guys having to get down to the bottom of the racetrack, and looking like Justin Lee Pearson going to lead us on. Drift is going to change his mind last second there. So you're going to see, I guarantee you're going to see some gamesmanship at the end of this one with how long your entry is. Although, technically the commitment cone is in turn 3 and 4, so I don't know if that was a legal move there. But the 14 not being shown a black flag, so maybe that will be part of the gamesmanship here. Wetzel getting his lap back now, scored 1 lap down. So Cato still trapped 3 down for the guys trying to keep up with Zach Cato. I am getting a notification here that James Tinder and, Jim Segredo have a black flag. Not sure what the black flag is on the 21 machine. Doesn't look like he has damage to that car, so not sure. Don't think that's a meatball. We're going to have to keep an eye on the 21 to see what happened there. He is being held, maybe speeding on pit road, maybe a commitment cone, but he is in there for quite a while, so I have a feeling it could be speeding on entry. We'll see if we have a notification over here to see if we get... No, all right, so no, we don't have a notification for why the 21 car is being held, but the 12 car back out front, the lights are still on the pace car here, so let's try to get a word and figure out what is going on with the driver of the 21. Is he still in chat? Sure is. Let's bring in Jim Segredo here. Jim, seeing a black flag for the 21 car. What you serving?
Well, I got wrecked. I basically just got wrecked trying to play it safe in the back, and I'm a little frustrated about that.
Oh, we did not see that. Was this after the yellow flag?
This was right during the yellow flag, trying to check up, and the 83 got into me. Second to last car in the back, or third to last car in the back, and got wrecked. Pretty much got dumped.
So are we meatballing or are we fast repairing?
We are meatballing. Already blew the fast repair after that first wreck, so a lot of work to be done.
Oh, all right. Well, that is gonna be a small problem to overcome for the current Gen 6 points leader. Not showing you a lap down yet. Are we back rolling on the racetrack?
Yes, sir, we are. So a lot of work to do. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds worth of optimal repairs left. So we'll see.
Well, I have a feeling you'll be able to get that car repaired. Just, maybe go to the apron. Maybe pull it behind pit wall to avoid getting run over. But all right, so another storyline builds here at Atlanta. Thanks for checking in with us again, Jim.
Hey, if you got any styrofoam over there in that broadcast booth, let it to me, okay, buddy?
All right, I'll try to find an extra roll of Bear Bond too for you.
I appreciate that, buddy.
Get him back down there in the chat with his team, getting ready for the green flag to fly once again. The 12 back out front here, grabbing himself some more laps. Led 14 for the driver of the 12 so far. Sam Taylor only gets himself 1 lap led. I believe the guy who has clicked off the most, right there in the in the 4th car with 22 laps led. Al Lincolns was up front there for just a little bit as well. 12 gets a great jump here to start this one. The one guy that I am missing right now, there he is. Jason Branch up there in the 28, starting to claw his way back to the front. Green flag, lap 67 here for the Masters of the Draft. Oh, well, guys moving around back here from the bottom to the top side of the racetrack. I don't know where it's safe right now. To be honest with you, we've had wrecks in the front. We've had them in the middle. Jim Cerrito just got ran over at the tail end of a caution. So I don't know if anywhere but first is safe, even though we had the moment with Evan Perry earlier from first with the 12. So, but Dylan continues to lead us around here at Atlanta. Jeremiah Nelson now getting that 11 car wound up on the bottom of the racetrack now, starting to make up some ground. The 20 pushing hard down the back straightaway. We'll see if that plays a factor. The other big thing, again, we've been talking about all night long is the handling of the race car. Your top 6 have all been out there for 20 laps on this set of tires. The majority of the rest of the field has gone on pit road, got some fresh Goodyears on those cars here, so definitely something to keep an eye on with the handling of these race cars of your top 6 right now. The 11, little out of shape there with the push down the back straightaway, but driving it off into 3 and 4, keeps his foot in the gas, has the lead for just a moment over the 12. Drag race back to the line, give a lap led to Jeremiah Nelson here at Atlanta. Ooh, contact there with the outside wall for Sam Taylor. No worse for wear. The 4 car gives him a little room to hang on to that one. Again, handling. No downforce on the nose through that quad oval. We're hearing guys having to lift earlier in the race through that quad oval. Get a listen on board with Mr. Taylor here going through the quad oval this time around. See if we still have that lifting. Well, we'll get it next time around so we can get our cameras right here. Poor guy up here in the booth, trying to run it all, but we'll get you guys that camera shot going through the quad oval this time around here and see if we're having lifting here from the lead guys who are on those. The 58's going to step out. He's going to make contact with the outside wall, so hold on to that. The 83-33 going to get into it further in the back. Look like Tinder might be spinning into this as well. May have got some damage. So we will get you that camera shot eventually, but the yellow flag will fly for the 5th time here this evening. Scott Lay getting into something here. Let's see. Justin Lee Pearson gets shoved out of shape here. 71. So they both change lanes rather abruptly. The 71, not much time to get out of it. The 58, I think he knows that. He goes to jump back out of line there to not throw the huge block on the 71. They make small contact, and the 507 is going to tag the 58. And then this is going to be the stack up. You see it there, the 33 and the 83 with the 31. The 31 is going to tag the 83 there just on the checkup. 83 is going to go around. Joe Wells just, again, Tokyo Drift. Jack Cato turned it underneath another one there. The 33 going to get some damage, and then you're going to see the 88 come in here at the tail end. Hold on. Let's switch our cameras since the cameras wanted to do their thing here. Yeah, going to get tagged in the right front there. Shouldn't be too bad as long as it didn't break the suspension on that 88 car. So that will bring out our caution of the evening. Some of these guys back on pit road. Alex Leiball, you see the 21. He said he still had those 2 minutes of optional repairs. But Jeremiah Nelson out at the point right now. We'll see if Mr. Nelson is up in chat somewhere. Nelson, I know I saw you earlier. Where are you hiding at? I could have swore I saw you. Well, I'm not seeing him now. Unless he's hiding. There he is. Let's get you from Team Conti up here in the broadcast booth. Jeremiah, it's Craig up in the booth. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you, brother?
We're hanging in there. Using the bottom side of the racetrack. Haven't seen many guys go to the point from the bottom. Feeling pretty confident with that 11 car tonight.
Yeah, it's been a eventful race so far, but the 11 machines in one piece as of now, and we'll see what happens.
So I was saying maybe the safest spot on the racetrack is P1. We had the incidents at the beginning of the race from P1. Are you feeling more confident up in the lead to keep that car in one piece, or is it kind of a crapshoot right now with how quickly the lead has changed hands so many times throughout this one?
it's been a crapshoot for sure, and I'm just gonna try to keep it up front and keep it clean, brother.
All right. Well, good luck to you, man. Good run so far. Keep it going.
Thank you, brother.
Mr. Nelson in the 11 machine leading. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. I do want to bring in one more guy. Let's bring in somebody from Torque Wrench Motorsports. Let's bring in the 28 of Jason Branch. I keep calling you Justin. Jason, it's Craig up in the booth. How's it going?
I mean, it could be better, Greg.
Yeah.
But, rolling the dice, I guess.
Putting it on the pole here this evening, but then it's kind of been a crapshoot right now. Just sitting just outside the top 10. I'll ask you the same question as Jeremiah. Is anywhere safe right now?
No. I was leading the bottom line, thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna roll, and then car got in front of me, and I was just gonna roll again, and then I got turned and had to use my quick repair, so I rode around the back and trying not to let Jacob get too far ahead of me here in the points, but he got some stage points and I didn't, so it's kind of he's showing my hand by making me get up here and race.
Yeah, you're going to have to capitalize. He's right outside of row 2. I know you're getting back green, so I'll catch up with you here in a little bit. I don't want to distract you too much.
All right.
Good luck,
Thanks,
buddy.
Greg. All right.
Jason Branch put it on the pole by over 1/1000th of a second this evening, but Jeremiah Nelson going to wrap up our 5th caution. He's in the restart zone. The green flag is back out for the Masters of the Draft. The 12 immediately looking like he wants to go to the lead and grab some more of those laps led out here. And he does. He gets to the outside, but the 11 been strong on the bottom side of the racetrack, able to maintain for now. But that 20 car has been sporty over the last couple of weeks as well as the 12. He's got the points leader just in behind as well. So the top 3 cars at outside lane know how to get to the front and keep it there. We're still looking for, I believe, the first points paying win of the year for the 14 car. He's just been consistent all year long, and how he's been able to maintain that points lead here throughout the season. But right now, up there, you heard it. The pressure's on Branch now to try to capitalize and make up some points throughout the stages of this one as the 12 continue to lead laps at 28. You see him there, only 2 cars separate he and the 14. Right now, if he wants to continue to decrease Drift's lead, he is definitely going to have to, like he said, force the issue and get on up there. You see the tail end of this field still kind of being patient right now. The 09 of Bobby Wetzel is back on the lead lap, so the only car, well, not the only car, but kind of the car in the mix right now to get their laps back and in contention of this one, as we're 1 lap shy of halfway here this evening, is Zach Cato. He's going to need a couple cautions, though, to help him out and get there, and pray that nobody goes 1 lap down before he here this evening. Pearson looks like he might be out of this one. Maybe broken the suspension on that machine after he got put in the fence just a caution ago. So we're going to see if he is somewhere down in chat still. I believe he has put that car away for the evening. Not in chat right now. So the 12 continue to lead. He's working both lanes of traffic right now, but I think that eyesight is eventually just going to prevail here over the 11, especially with the, again, tire wear here this evening going to play a huge factor. Alex Leball now starting to creep his way into the mix. Got Joe Wells just in behind back here. Jason Branch, Christian Rhodes right there as well. You see Wells get involved in some things here this evening, avoiding some things here this evening with some big slides down there on the apron of the racetrack. But still a little bit of damage on that 3. Not sure if he has any fashion gears left. I can't imagine he does after some of the licks he took earlier. But looky here. Here comes your points leader, bringing the 20 with him, trying to use the bottom side of the racetrack, and he will clear the 12. Drift with a little bit of right rear damage on that. That shouldn't play much of a factor as Mr. Drift gets himself a lap led here this evening. Let's bring up some more data for you guys. 15 different leaders here this evening with that move there from Drift, with the 12 right back around on the outside with Craig Martin in the 22 car now, working with the 12, going down the back straightaway, heading into 3 and 4. Sam Taylor in the outside wall right there. Gonna cause these guys to check up just a little bit. Still, oh man, just gets clear of the 3 of Joe Wells there, tucking back in line. Boy, that was close right there. All these guys doing a good job of giving each other a little bit of room. You heard these guys just absolutely pedal in these cars. I mean, even down the front straightaway, just having to lift the rear tires, just not wanting to stay locked. And I think that is that's going to play a big factor in this at the end. Is it's going to be just how long do you have on a set of tires? If the track position is going to matter more to you, or if you need that grip to make some of the bold moves here, I think that's going to be a big decision for these drivers as this continues to play out here this evening, because we're already seeing a lot of ill-handling race cars. You're hearing these guys already pedal the car through the quad oval, and when you're coming to the finish of this one, the last thing you're going to want to do is lift. So pit strategy definitely going to be a key factor. I gotta imagine if you're up front, once you hit the 15 or so laps to go mark, if you're somebody like the 12, if you're up front, that's probably the last time you'll see in that range the 12 want to make his way down pit road. You see in 20 laps or so, the guys are still pretty comfortable, but once they get over that mark, the cars really start to step out here as you're getting to 42 laps for Dylan. Again, being the leader, a little different. Oh, we got the 72 round in the back here. Evan Perry, Jerry Fassett, and Sam Taylor. Oof, Cato just gets through that one. The yellow flag flies for the 6th time here this evening. Let's see what brings this one out. Oh, we're already catching it mid-wreck here. Jerry Fassett already up in the fence here, so we'll see what happens here with the 71. The 20 is going to go up and tag the wall just in front of him there. Yeah, then the 71, I can't tell if it makes contact or just net code, it's going to turn him down to 71. Meet 72 right there. And then Sam Taylor's, boom, nowhere to go for the driver of the 9. So we'll try to look one more time at that one. But again, it's going to try to catch it mid-wreck here. Right there, just small contact, and then boom, hard impact for the driver of the 72. If, well, right here it's showing he's got no damage. If that's the case, the 72 is the luckiest driver on iRacing right now. That thing looks clean. Some damage to the right side, but the way that thing nosed in the wall, it should be on a flatbed right now. Now we got a little bit of nose damage on the 72 machine, but Evan, I mean, it sounds like it's up to speed, so got lucky on that one. These guys are on pit road. We'll try to get a word with Evan Perry here. You see these guys, the 9 is destroyed. Branch on pit road as well. So let's see if we can bring in the driver of the 72 and see how lucky or unlucky he got in this one. Evan, it's Craig up in the booth. Looking at the car somehow, some way, it didn't look killed. Is it killed?
A minute and 45-second optional repair. I don't know how. Dude.
Yeah. That thing nosed in the wall hard, and I thought your race was over. So the iRacing God's on your side tonight, so you better make the most of this one.
100%. I know up early in the race I had Dylan that me and him got into it. I was blocking a little bit of position there, leading the race, and we got into the wall. Fix that damage. So I'm going to fix this and save that fast repair for the final run.
Yeah, I would say so. That's impressive that it's only a minute 40. Handling. Is that going to be what guys take away from this one, or is it going to be more about the action on the racetrack? I'm thinking handling is just going to be a huge part of this.
It's going to be a huge deal. Handling tires, because I noticed I've taken tires every single caution, and I was able to get to, the top 8 right there. And I noticed that the leaders haven't taken tires yet, and it was very evident because I was running inside line passing a whole line of people on the outside. So it's going to be all about the handling and tires.
Well, good luck getting that thing the rest of the way repaired and make the most of it.
Oh, I will. Thanks. Appreciate it, Craig.
Evan Perry there in the 72. We'll see if we can get a word with a couple more guys out here this evening. Let's see if we can get the driver of the 3 up in the booth. Joe, it's Craig in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, Craig? How you doing, man?
We're enjoying the action on the racetrack. Are you enjoying it behind the wheel? We've seen you in some 4-wheel drifts and missing some wrecks.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it to about 5.5 minutes of repairs, and I've got it all fixed. It's still in my fast repairs, so I guess it could be going a lot worse.
Yeah, after a couple of these incidents, we just saw the 72 kill the wall and only have a minute 40 seconds worth of damage. So hanging on to that fast repair, 6 cautions through, handling obviously being a key factor. Is there a mark where it's kind of, if you're towards the front, where like maybe a lap that you say this is my last time on pit road with how the handling's kind of taking over this race?
I think with I'm expecting a good long green flag run, honestly. So I think next time down, it's just going to get some right side tires and splash and dash. So hopefully, I don't have to go back down more than one more time.
Alrighty, well, get ready to go back green. I'll let you get back after it.
Thank you, Craig.
Oh, man, we appreciate these guys getting up here in the booth with us, kind of live interviews. We only try to get them under cautions, but look at that. The 24 going to lead us back to the green flag. 94 laps down. Put the 24 of Alex Lieball to the point. Now Bobby Wetzel on the outside here for the Masters of the Draft. The 24 edging ahead now, the 12 closing in, but how fast does the 12 leave the 24? We've seen the 12 be aggressive here, get guys out in front of that outside lane, then immediately jump up there, but now Christian Rhodes giving a good push to the back of the 09, so the 09 now staying on the door of the 24. Gonna maybe need a side draft here a little bit. Wetzel's gonna get this lap around with Christian Rhodes tucked in behind. The 24 could just not clear that outside lane. Going to be trapped on the bottom. Pretty steady down there on the bottom of the racetrack. Now the 24 says, no thank you, I'm going back. He got his lap led. He has no interest being up into chaos right now. So Alex Lieball, a business decision, going to the back of the pack with Wetzel now battling Dylan and Christian Rhodes, Craig Martin, Jeremiah Nelson, right here in your top 5. Now Dylan finds his way back to the front and immediately in groove number 2, as I like to call it here. Kind of straddling it, getting in, but then keeping those left side tires down there on the white. Drifts up in the middle of the corner, and on corner exit, kind of bringing it up to the wall. Maybe that he's finding that doing a little bit of tire saving there for the 12, not trying to keep it really pinned into a lane, kind of letting the car drift a little bit. Not a bad idea if you are trying to just manage the tires here rather than just absolutely pushing it to the max. Trying to just keep that car pinned. Let it kind of go where it wants to. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that is damaging the tires. But the way the 12 is going to keep that car up front, gotta imagine he has got something figured out in that 12 car, considering he is probably been on pit road the least out of all the guys. But Jeremiah Nelson right back to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got it figured out down there with the 20. Those two cars have really matched up well here this evening. The 11 getting a huge shove off into turn 3. Getting a good run down there on the bottom of the racetrack, but so does the 12. But Jeremiah might get to the line. No, here comes the 12. Dylan's going to lead this lap around, but the 20 all over the back bumper of the 11. Got to be careful in that quad oval there as they continue to knock back laps here for the Masters of the Draft from Atlanta. Just a quick update as well. Zach Cato battling Joe Wells now, both down 2 laps. So now the 6 needs to keep that car in front of the 3, but also not get caught up in anything. Otherwise, he will lose his opportunity at the Lucky Dog. So now a tough position if you are in, or I should say the 3 and the 6 are in right now, needing to race each other. 6 right here on the top side, just in front of the 1 of Melnick, and the 3 in behind the 71. About 4 or 5 cars separating these. Excuse me, no, Joe Wells is, where is Joe Wells? That is the 33 of Rowdy here. Trying to see, where is Joe Wells? Joe is, oh, something happened to Joe that we must have missed on the start, way off the pace. Having to go now pit road must be for the driver of the 3. He's actually in danger of going 3 laps down. So now if you're Zach Cato, do you want to keep this car here? Or do you want to, the 507 having to check out the 71, goes right up into the 83, some contact. They're all going to keep it straight for now. The 88 got to give room right there along with Jim Segredo, so those guys all make it through. But like I was just saying right there before the 507 slid up from the stack up, if you're the 6 of Zach Cato, do you even want to be involved right now with Joe Wells about to go 3 laps down? Do you want to get up here and race and try to get it? Now, if he gets to the front of the field, gets, and gets the Lucky Dog, he could get technically, I believe, both laps back here. He can get ahead of the 11 of Jeremiah Nelson, who's out front, but a difficult decision here for Zach Cato because he is running out of time to get the rest of his laps back here this evening. So this might be the move for the 6. He might just have to be aggressive and try to get to the front of this field, scoring himself 1 lap down and pray a caution comes out and gets himself in a position to try and get back on the lead lap before the end of this thing here this evening. But still out front, Jeremiah Nelson back to the point, grabbing a couple more laps led with the help of the 20 of Al Lincoln just in behind. They're coming up to lap Joe Wells right now. So 3 laps down for the driver of the 3 as they complete 106 and take lap 107 here this evening. The 507s will slide up. Here comes the 10. That will bring out the caution right there. No caution yet. Gotta imagine race control will throw it here in a minute. Oh, they're split. There it is right there. So just around the 6, who desperately needs to get laps back. Think he is going to be able to get that thing. But Eric Hayden now tore up for the 7th caution of the evening. This caution flag was thrown pretty late because race control had to step in here. Let's see what brings it out. We saw them all stacking up. Yeah, the 31's kind of out of shape down the back straightaway. Got to imagine from a push. Yeah, Zach Cato's going to come up. Oh, I think that's just really speed difference there. Maybe tires. The stack up the 21 just does no time to react. Going to slide up in front of the 88. The 507's going to lose the suspension. And the 10 car's just going to Natalie Decker him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding there, Pennington. Comes through. And then right here, oof, that is close for the 24 of Alex Leiball right there. So that will bring out our 7th caution of the evening with Jeremiah Nelson leading us around. Well, these guys start to make their way on pit road right here. Well, let's bring in the guy who's he's got some business decisions to make as this one continues on. Mr. Cato. It's Craig up in the booth.
How are you?
We're all right. How are you? Fighting to get these laps back. Got yourself in position to just about be back on the lead lap now.
Man, that shit sucks. So what happened was, it wasn't because of a wreck that I got in or anything. It was like 4 laps or 3 laps into the race, my connection just dropped out of nowhere. And by the time I got back in, I was 3-4 laps down. And so it's kind of a dick move on me, but I've been fighting to try and get to the front to get my laps back because I'm not here to pussyfoot. You know what I mean?
Hey, I don't.
Well, it's there. It is what it is.
Yeah, you only one more. Something tells me as long as you keep that car clean, we'll see the 6 car back on the lead lap by probably lap 130.
Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know what happened with Scott there. I think I'm the start of the cause of that wreck, I'll be honest, because I bumped him pretty even. I don't know if he's on old tires or what, but that was what caused the stack up.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, I saw that. It looked like a pretty square push, so maybe was old tires on the 31 car. But we're keeping an eye on you, see if you can get the 6 car at a victory lane.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
No promises?
No promises. How the cautions has been coming out and stuff, you know. I don't know. We'll see. If I got force mode up there, I fucking will.
Alrighty, looking forward to it, buddy.
All right, I appreciate it.
This is Mr. Zach Cato of the 6 machine. Now only 1 lap down. Christian Rhodes now being scored your race leader, looking like the 3 and the 38 are going to take wave arounds here. So 38 going to be possibly will this be 10 down for him? Yes, he will still be 10 down. Joe Wells will be back to 2. Cato with 1. So if Cato can get himself back on the lead lap, which I'm sure Joe Wells is praying for that he will have an opportunity to likewise potentially get back on the lead lap. Scott Wise pulling ahead of the pace car here. Not sure if Scott is technically the leader right now. We'll wait for everything to kind of sort out. But right now, Wise, Rhodes, Dylan, Picklesmeyer, Nelson, Seimer. That's it. Pickle Seimer. I don't know why that just came to me, but Seimer. Pickle Seimer. Jeremiah Nelson in your top 5. Lincoln's Leeball, Rowdy, Facet, Segredo looking like rounding out your top 10 right now. Looking for Drift and Company in the 28 in our running order. Where are you guys hiding at right now? 17th for Jason. Jason Branch. I kept calling him Justin earlier. 17th for Jason Branch. Where is the 14 machine hiding at in our running order? What about if I'm... Where am I missing? Mr. Drift. Okay, he's riding 20th right now. There he is. Single file back there in the back. So, not many cars. Only, technically 2 cars separating the 28 and 14. The green flag is back out. And, oh, the 4 is going to spin right off the bat there. The 12 was ready to go. I don't know if we had a missed shift or an early anticipation from the 12. Hold on, we'll just get an old school rewind this one. 12 was ready to go. Went for a push. A little off center there of the 4. The 4 gets going. I might be throwing blame on Picklesmeyer. Good Lord. But there may have been some netcode or just contact between the 4 in the 31 right here. Let's see. Let's stop. Let's see if we can get one of these one of our camera angles that I know looks down the side of the car right here. Yeah, so looking like it's close. We'll see here. Not the best, but the 4 is coming down the racetrack a little bit. I don't know if there's officially contact here between these two. The 4 may have just spun some tire there a little bit too. Let's get a listen. We'll turn it to full speed here. See if we can listen to any tire spin if the RPMs go up. Gonna be tough to really. We'll see if we get a better camera angle at this. Let's see here. That's too close. Let's see. Will Far Chase bring this up to us? Rear Chase, Far Chase. This is probably going to give us a better indication right here. I think the 4 is expecting the 31 to kind of go down the track. Oh, definitely contact. Yeah, I think the 4 was just expecting the 31 to go down to the red out of bounds, quote unquote, line there. The 4 just kind of crowding them a little bit. Not the worst thing for Christian. No damage over the 31. Now going to make his way down pit road, though. Go grab some tires after that slide. So, right from the lead, we're right back under the caution flag, and Picklesmeyer to the lead once again here. Craig Martin still hanging around the top 5 up there. Has had himself a solid race. Let's see if we can find Mr. Martin here in our list of drivers. He's usually in here. There he is for XTI. Let's bring him in.
Hooked himself.
Craig. It's Craig in the booth.
Hey, Craig. How you doing?
We're doing well. You got that car pretty much for the most part inside the top 3 here this evening. Having yourself a sporty run.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I took a little bit of damage that I didn't want to early in the race and used my fast repair. So I'm just trying to keep as clean as possible and around sane people.
Well, so with the handling kind of being on everyone's mind here this evening, I'll ask you the same thing we asked Joe. Is there kind of a mark in this with how many laps to go that you're willing to come down pit road for fresh tires if you're still in the front?
Depending on how the cautions fall the rest of the race, I may come down, but I want to stay out. I've got enough gas. We're looking good. If it stays green, I'm not going down.
All right, he says no pit stops on the green. I gotta imagine though we might have a couple more cautions. Just don't want to jinx anything, but something tells me we're gonna see a couple more.
There's a chance. There's absolutely a chance.
Well, hopefully we continue to see the 22. Having yourself a hell of a race so far this evening. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Craig Martin there in the 22 machine, teammates there with Steve Melnick, who is kind of had himself a quiet race, hanging just outside the top 10 right now for Melnick. He had a couple moments, but really haven't seen that car. Knocking on wood, Melnick. Don't put the broadcaster's jinx on me if something happens. But having himself a good little run right there. The 72 continuing his way around the racetrack there after, I got to say, one of probably the luckier wrecks we've seen here on the CSR broadcast channel. So 72 continuing around right now. Cato now going to be battling. Oh, Joe is back to one lap down after, he took the waves. So now we have an official battle for the Lucky Dog between Zach Cato and Joe Wells. Cato lining up pretty significantly in front of Joe right now, but the way these cars are moving around here this evening, it might not take long before we see these two duking it out, knowing that the Lucky Dog is up for grabs. Cautions have been coming out frequently, so I have a feeling both of them, as long as they keep their car clean, will get back on the lead lap. But here's the 12, a better launch for everyone this time. Everyone giving each other a little bit more room than the last start. Lap 117 for the Masters of the Draft from Atlanta. And don't too far back right now, but there's a guy we made mention of his name, but haven't talked about a whole lot, but up 26 spots right now. That driver of the 23 with his teammate Brian Hayes also moving up through the field. 72's in the fence back here. Evan Perry in the wall. Didn't quite see what happened to him. Now he's got some decent right side damage on that machine. But Ryan Wilson and Brian Hayes starting to make their way up to the front here as the laps are winding down for the Highline Racing Network team. So keep an eye on these two. Hayes having himself a great run there. Sharp looking race car there as well. Hayes in the 47 machine. Going around using the high side of the racetrack right now. Their other teammate Jerry Fassett in the mix, as well as Jim Segredo. So the Highline boys making their way towards the front. They, during this Gen 6 blocks, have been impressive. All these guys very, very, very familiar with these cars and bringing their experience to the table here this evening. And really throughout the whole block right now, as you see those three Highline Racing Network cars on the Highline, just sitting in P5, 6, and we'll call it 8th for now, but if they can clear the 72, they'll all be in line right there. That is also your current Gen 6 points leader, and the teammates are going to leave Mr. Segredo up there on the high side. Well, I guess technically, Segredo is not an official teammate. They're all part of the Angry Wives Racing team. They know each other extremely well. The 72 all over the back of the 21, and that is going to turn him right in front of Scott Wise. And Cato is in this one as well. Several guys. The 72 going for a slide. Somebody's down there hard in the inside wall. So we saw it there live. The 42 gets into the back of the 21, right as we, maybe the broadcaster strength is real. I'm just going to start to believe it at this point. Here, let's see here. Let's get it queued up with Segredo and Kaiser here on the racetrack. SDK, really? On my last nerve here. Trying to find guys. There's Mr. Jim in our running order. So it's going to be here. Yeah, the 42 just going to give a small tap. And the 31 going to run back into the back of the 42. That is going to finish off the 21. Then the 31, obviously, nowhere to go. Going to come up and grab Melnick as well. There at the 6, nowhere to go. Noses in. Hayden is involved. The 10 of Pennington's involved. The 71 trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. Small contact with the 4. Nothing too bad right there. And then the 24 is going to get hooked by the 83. That is who's going to make some hard contact with the outside wall there. Then somebody, it might just be the 21, rolls it. Yeah, all the way down here. That is going to be a tough break there. That also breaks the suspension on the 21 car. Yeah, you see that left rear tire destroyed. Let's see here. It does not look like he's going to get that car. Yep, there. Now he gets it rolling. Oh, yeah, that thing is out of whack. I'll be surprised if he was even able to get that back to pit road. You see the wheel hard over. He's trying his damnedest to get it there so he does not have to tow. He may still have the fast repair on board of that machine, but that will bring out the caution flag once again here at Atlanta. Our 9th. Some guys really getting in trouble right now with fast repairs, but Craig Martin now back out front after this round of pit stops. He said if it could stay green, he would stay out. Cato doesn't look too worse for wear on, surprisingly, after that impact. So Wilson and Hayes right there as well in the mix. Pennington, that car also not too bad for just being involved in that. So our racing really starting to play nice with some of these guys out here who got caught up in some wrecks. Where their cars really should be pretty tore up, but they are not. You see these two, the 14 and 28, now just can't get away from each other here. Picklesheimer went down pit road. He finally goes and grabs a set of tires on that 12 machine. So, yeah, looking like 10 to 12 laps for most of the lead guys. Nothing too significant out there. And then the rest of these guys kind of setting themselves up for the rest of the race here this evening. Well, we're going to go ahead and grab a water real quick. The 22 of Craig Martin out front. The lights are off of pace car. We'll be back in time for the green flag. Well, the pace truck is down off the racetrack. Now the 22 going to lead us back to green. Plenty of room between the 22 and the 33 this time around. We're back to green flag racing. Less than 40 laps to go for the Masters of the Draft. The 12 getting the 22 getting a huge head start here through 1 and 2. The 47 going to stay on the high side of Brian Hayes. Now going to tuck in behind his teammate there of the 23, Eddie Rowdy. These guys are going to have a huge run on the 22 heading into 3 and 4. We'll see what the 33 does. Yeah, he's just going to slide up the hill. Oh, man, a lot of the guys slide up the hill. 33 lost his help for now. The 23 stays with the 22. But here comes Eddie Rowdy here in the G Lightning machine. Now trying to look to the outside of Craig Martin, heading into 1 and 2 with the 10 of Fred Pennington just in behind. So under that last caution, Joe Wells gets the lucky dog. He is back on the lead lap. Zach Cato still now needs one caution to get himself back into the mix and try to get that thing back on the lead lap. Good for him, though, for sticking in all night long, battling to get that lap back up there. He's not going to be scared. He says he's going to try to still go up there and race. I don't know, Cato, you're a better man than I. If I was in your shoes right now, I'd be barely holding on to this new draft right now because you know you're bound to get a caution at some point. Just don't want to tear that race car up. But Kato, that's not the way he races. He is aggressive and he wants to be in the mix every lap of the race right now. Rowdy out front, trying to bring that 10 machine of Pennington to the front with him. Here's the 20 and the 4 once again. And oh, don't look too far back because here comes the 11 and the 12 and the 09. Guys, we have seen up front for a good majority of this one, trying to get back there as the laps continue to tick down from Atlanta. Once again, appreciate everyone tuning in here this evening on the CSR broadcast channel. Almost 3 wide down the back straightaway. They think better of it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you are new here, go ahead and hit the pinwheel button down there, the bottom right side of your screen. Turn it up to 1440p. It's in Ultra HD. Sometimes I know YouTube likes to just set it at 1080 when you guys join or worse, so crank that up. The quality goes through the roof. If you could do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the subscribe. The subscribe to me. It just helps people find more iRacing content and the Masters of the Draft and all these drivers and their sponsors going around the racetrack here. This evening, Rowdy still barely hanging on. The 22 doing a good job of working that bottom side of the racetrack with the 23 of Ryan Wilson in tow. But again, here comes the 24 and, excuse me, the 20, the 4, 11, and 12, I should say. Because Alex Leiball got himself up in the mix and then said no thank you. But right now, the 24 sitting on pit road. Yeah, that car is killed. That'll be his night, having to use a fast repair already. The Pennington pushing the 33 down the back straightaway, but that 22 just hanging tough on the bottom of the racetrack. Still side by side at a 2 going down the back straightaway right now. Ooh, a little bit of out of shape there for the 10. Again, handling has been a huge issue throughout the night. Now you're starting to see the 22 slide up the racetrack on corner entry. These guys are burning through those right side tires all night long. You've heard almost every driver we have spoken to just saying that the grip is just going to be an issue if they get a long green flag run. They're on 30 laps to go, so still plenty of time to burn the right sides off of these cars if it does in fact stay green. We have had several different leaders in this one, 24 lead changes so far, 9 cautions for 27 laps, so plenty of action out here on the racetrack. But right now, kind of been a stalemate. This has been the closest between back and forth right now. The whole race, really, I mean, the high side had been dominant for a good majority of the race, but right now, Rowdy not good. The 22 just will not go away on the bottom of the racetrack. We'll look at some of the laps led here amongst your top 10. Pennington has yet to get up there. Craig Martin has gotten there for quite a few, 7 tied with Rowdy. Lincoln's has been up front for 5. Ryan Wilson yet to score a lap led, if I am correct here in this one. Yes, he is yet. Christian Road has been up front for a few laps. By few, I mean the majority of them, I believe, unless the 11 of Jeremiah Nelson has surpassed him. No, not quite yet there. And then Brian Hayes is yet to grab himself a lap led. Oh, sorry. Can't forget about the 12 of Picklesheimer there in riding in 9th right now. Almost 50 laps led for him. And you're also rounding out your top 10 right now with 7 laps led as well. So getting down to it here with 20 laps to go. We always make our predictions. It's going to be so hard here this evening, especially now the race dynamic is kind of changing. Like I said, the high side had been the spot you wanted to be, but right now that bottom with that 22-23 combination is really holding strong as the 47 has started to fall back. I think handling becomes an issue on the 47 machine. We'll get a look at our pit length here as these guys go down the front straightaway. Yeah, McCullough almost 30 laps between the 33 and the 22. So could that be checking up the guys on fresher tires back here? Are they just being patient, trying to save those tires? Right now, side by side, the majority of this field right now. Rowdy still leading the way, coming down to 25 laps to go. going to the 22 machine. It's going to be really hard to make our picks here this evening because, you know, your front runners, the 11, the 12, the 4, have been up there, but now the 22 has showed strength all night long. So do you call him a front runner in this one? Is the 33 now flexing some muscle? Is the 20 saving something? He's also been in the mix all night long. Wilson coming on strong here late. I mean, just these two cars have just been able to maintain by themselves. The 47, I think, is struggling with the handling of that race car right now. You see him kind of bouncing it off the apron, sliding a little bit on entry. So these two cars kind of by themselves right now, holding strong. Now the 47 closing to the back bumper, but now the 10 and the 33 do clear. Now Fred Pennington going to make an aggressive move to the bottom of the racetrack. He gets the 33, pulling that inside, then wants a part of it down there. Now here comes the 20 to the back bumper of the 33. 23 laps to go from Atlanta. Now the 20 drops to the bottom of the racetrack. A lot of these guys ditching the 33 after sitting there for majority. Now the 20 clears the 33, going to slice right in front of the 33, throwing some blocks down the back straightaway. Here comes Christian Rhodes to the outside. This is going to get exciting and maybe some chaos. The 20 flexing some muscle, multi-time winner here in the Masters of the Draft so far this season. Another lap led for Al in the 20 machine. Here comes Christian Rhodes, Jeremiah Nelson in the 12 of Picklesheimer, and Bobby Wetzel, who has been coming and going the entire race, but has also got that car up front for a good portion of this race. So now the guys who have kind of been there for a majority now getting there here towards the tail end of it. You got the 00 of Eric Hayden in the fence back here right around Sam Taylor. They're all going to clear. The 47 just really struggling right now. He's losing some big time ground on that. We'll have to see when the last time he was on pit road, but the handling of that race car going away 3 wide. Here comes Drift in the middle. Hayden's going to have to give some room right there. They all make it through as Cato's still trapped 1 lap down. He's hoping to see that yellow flag, but the high side now prevailing large here on the back half of this run here, turning quite a few green flag laps this time to 22 of Craig Martin falling back. Maybe also handling going away on the 22 now that we have turned several laps in this run. The 22 out there on 32, the 33's on 32 lap old tires. The, let's see, yeah, Hayes is also 32, Martin's 32. So yeah, I think the handling just starting to step out on these guys, not able to quite keep the throttle down like they were before. We saw it earlier in the race. Once you got around the 30 lap on your tires, oh, some guys making some contact with the wall. They're all going to hang on to it for now. But hearing guys having to pedal it in the corners and on the front straightaway, mostly, oh, now the 33 is going to get the 09 out of shape, but they keep their foot in it. These guys starting to get aggressive with the moves. They know the laps are counting down here. And this one, this could be where we get the caution flag to come out back in this one, but getting Alyssa on board with the 22. You heard it there. He's having a lift on that quad oval. And yeah, that is going to kill his momentum here on those older tires for the driver of the, oh, now the 14 of Drift is in some trouble. 71's in the outside wall here as well. Everyone keeps it straight for now. The 71 having a hard time getting it off that safer barrier, but he does. Everyone's pointing in the right direction, and still out front it's Al Lincoln's, Christian Rhodes, Nelson, Picklesheimer, and Wilson now on the high side of the racetrack in your top 5. Wilson now battling with Evan Perry on the inside of the racetrack. And don't forget, Sam Taylor started outside of the front row, 1/1000th of a second off the pole time. He is trying to get that bottom side of the racetrack working right now. We got so excited with all the action. Right now, front runners, I got to pick Christian Rhodes to finally get that elusive win that he's been looking for. Jeremiah Nelson could you call him a dark horse? He's been in it all night. He's yet to win this season. I'll call him as my dark horse pick or long shot win, even though I don't even know if you can consider him a long shot. But it's also so hard to not pick the 12, who has been up front for a majority of it. He's car looking steady right now. I think the 12 is just biding his time, a 3-time winner or maybe even a 4-time winner this season. But Lincoln's here lately has just been putting on a clinic at the back half of this season, grabbing multiple wins. So could this be yet another win for the 2015 laps to go from Atlanta? You guys up there in YouTube land, comment who you think is going to be the front runner, your top front runner pick, and your long shot dark horse, whichever you want to call it, pick for this evening. Let me know who you think is going to grab the win. Handling definitely going away for several. Scott Wise is going to get clobbered by the 24 late. I heard some of it going on. The caution flag is going to come out. This is going to change a lot. Our 10th caution of the evening. That'll be the race for sure for the 31 and the 24 who just came off of pit road with some significant damage. Let's bring up the 31 is already well out of shape. Yeah, he's already been turned. Thanks, SDK. Oh, so the 31 up on the outside wall. He's just trying to, I'm sure he's put a ton of wheels, just trying to get it off the wall. And Joe Wells just, not really sure when he is going to come back off the wall. Wow, that car almost came to a stop when it hit the safer barrier there. I mean, I expected him to ricochet, but that car just, once it makes this impact, he makes some contact with Jason Branch. This is going to get the 6. I believe he got some contact there, but the caution comes out later. I mean, that car almost comes to a stop. And then it just is in the middle of the racetrack. And Alex Lieball is just, I mean, I'm sure sees the wreck, but he probably can't see the way that the 31 is kind of ricocheting off the wall. We'll try to get that queued up here for you. Alex Lieball's on board for you here. I mean, 31, though, it stops, and then the C's part, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could really call that ARCA braking. I'm sure from the driver's standpoint, it's probably a little harder to see than the roof cam. We have a little higher advantage. We'll go to the cockpit view and see just how it looks from behind the wheel of the 24 with the guys kind of scrambling in front of him here. I mean, yeah, he was damned if you went high, damned if you went low there for the driver of the 24. That'll be his evening for sure, along with the driver of the 31. Now, interesting to see here what is going to take place amongst the leaders. Nobody really in the top 5 opting to come down pit road, but Wetzel going to lead the rest of these guys onto pit road here. So a lot of these guys opting now to go ahead and get that grip. Rhodes, Lincoln's over 36 laps. Branch, Pennington in that same boat. Picklesheimer at almost 30 with Nelson. So, man, Rowdy stays out there 40 laps. Hayes 40 laps on that run. Now, these guys, of course, this data will update when they come back around here. This under caution this next time by. So we'll see who officially went and grabbed all their tires here. Lights still on the pace car here, so we'll see if we can get sneak a word with a couple more guys here this evening. Let's bring in your leader from Slightly Dangerous. Once again, they're looking for their 8th win of the year. The driver of the 20, Alex Craig in the booth.
Yeah, got you.
So, been strong all night. Got that car in position now. It seems like your mind is made up. You're good on what you have as far as grip. Are you worried, though, with the guys who just went and took 4 tires? They're not going to be too far behind you. Are you going to be mostly looking in the mirror or just hanging on and put your foot to the floor?
Yeah, I'm worried. Tires definitely make a difference, but I'm just going to not even going to look forward. I'm just going to look in the rearview mirror the whole time, and hopefully I can block the lanes. If not, whatever happens, happens.
Well, something tells me I think Barry the Flagman's shoulder might get a little sore here on this one with different strategies. Some guys out there on 40-lap old tires. You've been out there quite a while on this set. How much different is it? It's saying 37 laps for you. I mean, just how different is it from the start of a run to this point that you're at right now from behind the wheel?
You definitely got to lift and burping on corner entry or drag the brake a little bit. Other than that, but them guys with fresh tires, they can pretty much mat it. So we'll see how this works out.
Well, best of luck to you. This is going to get exciting. Just have fun behind the wheel, because I think you're in a position to have a ton of fun.
Oh yes, it's been a great race. I've had dodged some wrecks and I've had fun.
Hey, that's what's important. Well, we'll see if we get Slightly Dangerous' 8th win of the season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Pace truck getting ready to pull its way back off of pit, or back onto pit road. Here, wrapping up our 10th caution of the evening, getting down to what Ryan Wilson and the Highline crew calls money moves time. The green flag's back out, 10 laps to go from Atlanta. The 20 gets a great jump. The 11 with the 4 caught sleeping just a little bit here on this start. Those two guys going to clear, but the 12 all over the back of the 4. They're going to generate their run down the back straightaway. What does the 4 do? When he gets to the back bumper of the 11, does he dare pull out of line? It seems like the high side is where you're going to want to protect right now. The 22 still right back in the mix there. Now that the data is updated, we don't want to block it out for too long. Everything is going on the racetrack, but you got a kid here looking like everybody from about 5th on back, including Craig Martin, have those fresh tires. So you heard Al say they're going to be able to just hold it wide open and not lose that momentum. That might be all it takes. The 22 is good on the bottom of the racetrack earlier. Can he get somebody to go back with him? Does he dare use the 3rd lane and try to get up above these guys? Use the side draft to his benefit, but now here comes the 33 and the 09. Again, that's the 3 of Joe Wells now moving to the inside with Bobby Wetzel on those fresh tires. They're going to try the bottom side of the racetrack. They're not going to waste time. 8 laps to go. Here comes your points leader of Jacob Drift as well. Now trying to use the outside, and then the 23-47 combination. They have been sticking together. Oh, they're getting aggressive in the back. Got the 3 lines. Zach Cato's back on the lead lap after being multiple laps down for almost the whole evening. The 88's going to slide down here to the inside wall. Does not look like he's going to get tore up, and now we're 3 wide in the back. The 12's up in the fence. The 33's going to turn across the nose of the 72, and the yellow flag flies once again here for the Masters of the Draft. The 33 goes for a pretty good spin here. I believe the 38 of Thurlow also going to get caught up in this. So the yellow flag back out once again. Let's see here. This is all going to start a little bit before SDK is, of course, ready for, because, why wouldn't SDK do that to us? So up front here, the 22 looks like it's going to, the blue car right behind the yellow 12, just outside of the 3. Going to give a push to the 12. He might be, the 12's kind of looking around to see where it goes. The 38, this is where the 88's going to go in the back. I think the 22, the blue car, 5th car in the line. Yeah, he's going to try to turn it to the bottom of the racetrack behind the 12. He's going to clip him just a little bit. That is going to cause the stack up. The 23 splitting the difference right there. The 47 trying to come with as well. Try to get the camera a little bit closer for you. The 12 is going to end up tagging the wall, and the 33 is just going to try to dodge him. The 72 is already there, going to turn down. Jerry Fassett, just kind of the innocent bystander, but luckily bounces off right there. And then Evan Perry is going to go ahead and make contact to the outside wall with Kaiser. We'll see where the 33 ends up. Oh, Zach Cato going to make contact right there. Think he still had that fast repair. Don't think that car's tore up. And then the 38 was committed to the high side. You see the brakes locked up, but with the 6 bouncing the 33 back up the hill. Going to make some damage there. The 38, got to give him credit. 10 plus laps down. He was dead last in this one, keeping that car on the racetrack. He has gained a couple spots, which is going to be big in the points. Up to 24th right now. Unless they go green, white checkers and somebody DNFs. Oh, the 31's still going around the racetrack out there. No nose or fender for Scott Wise. But again, points are going to matter. Now, going to restart with probably, I got to imagine, 5 or 6 laps to go, maybe less. The 22-23 in 4th and 5th, respectively, on back have those fresh tires, but with not as many laps to play with. Can the 20, the 11, and the 4 hold these guys off? You see, 42 laps on a set of tires. looking like the most that anybody's really gone is 44 laps. So Lincoln's is going to have to beat that mark if he wants to keep that car out here. Looking like we're stacking back up to go back green. So really everyone from, call it, fourth or so on back, all with fresh tires. So if you're the top three, you heard the 20 say he's going to be doing mostly mirror driving. Just trying to figure out where the runs are going to go from. It's going to be tough. Picklesheimer, let's see, he has faded all the way back to 18th. Had to probably use the fast repair that he had saved. He's got the fresh tires. We'll see how aggressive he is to try to get back to the front. I think he's going to need a little bit of help to get there. Segredu's still in this one as well, but Meyer back 30 laps down. So more than likely has lost the Gen 6 points lead, but there's still one more race in this block for the Masters of the Draft here, where I know we're getting ready to go back green flag racing, but give you guys the schedule here one more time. Talladega left for the Gen 6 block, then they will move to the Gen 4 block to wrap up this season. Daytona IRSS, Daytona, the old Daytona, and then Talladega, excuse me, woo, voice crack, there to wrap up this season for these guys. So still another race after this for Segredu to try to get that points lead back here to be the Gen 6 champion this evening. But right now we're focused on the finale here, wrapping up our 11th caution of the night. Boy, this one has been entertaining. Appreciate you guys tuning in to CSR. We are back. 4 laps to go. Can the 20 hold off the rest of the field? Everyone behind them from the 11 car on back on those fresh tires. Do they have enough time to try to make those tires work for them here? The 23 on the inside, 22 on the outside, the top 3 on almost 40-something lap old tires. Can they hold off the hard-charging cars? Here comes the 23 being pushed by Bobby Wetzel on the bottom. The 11 going to go with Joe Wells, going to get stacked up, and they are going to go around one more time here this evening. Some guys getting some significant damage in this one. We will head to overtime. That's the race for the 22. He just goes ahead and pulls that thing down to pit road, so let's go ahead and key this one up here once again. We'll see. It's going to be somewhere in this gaggle of cars, somewhere around Hayes, I believe, maybe. Don't quote me. I'm not blaming Hayes. I just think it's somewhere around here. Yet the 22 and the 3 gets out of shape. I didn't quite see here. Up 47. Yep. 47's going to get, I think he's actually getting shoved from behind if I'm looking right. Of course, the cameras are in a weird spot right here, so let's go ahead and try to get you a better look going down the back straightaway here from the TV tower. So the 47 gets to the back bumper of the 3 there. Then, yeah, the 10's going to hit them right shortly after. They're not quite lined up. The 3's kind of gets out of shape there from the triple bump. The 47's trying to give him room to hang on to it. The 47 might actually get through this. Good move there by Hayes. He makes a little contact with the outside wall, and then it is on from there. Kaiser trying to get it checked up. Pennington's in it. The 6 somehow gets through. The 83 is going to get turned by Shifty here. The 88's going to make contact with the 6, but I think he just goes for a slide. A little bit of nose damage. But then the 83 and company got to turn hard into the outside wall with the 10, the 3, the 72. And look at that. Looky here. The 12 car right to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to dodge the chaos. Let's get a look from on board Mr. Dillon here. Now up to 13th with green-white checkers in effect. I think the big thing for the 12 there, usually downshifting helps you get the car checked up, but I think from him going from the top groove to the bottom, I think the lack of downshifting actually may have helped the balance of that race car, keeping that thing pointed in the right direction rather than sliding into it. So, Dillon, good job there, missing that wreck. But now we're heading into overtime. The 23-12, the 09 still trying to get there, but like I said, with the laps and the cautions and the overtimes, it's going to be hard for this to pay off now. Only 2 green-white checkers for these guys. The race can end under the yellow flag. We've had a couple of those situations so far this season. We'll see. Could this be another one here? That 23 looking sporty with that 22. If they can get the 2 full green flag run laps here, as we're going to head to 1 to green here this time around, they might just have a shot in it, because these guys really going to have to pedal these race cars, your top 3, on their they're heading into the 50 lap category here on the stint length for tires. Yeah, 47 laps. Nelson, 8 laps fresher tires. Not going to be a ton. Like I said, Justin Lee Pearson kind of gave us some telemetry earlier. After 16 laps, he was down 7% on both right side tires earlier in the run. So with 50 laps, they're probably down in the 70s, which is a significant difference from where the 23, 22 on back are sitting right now. Pace truck getting ready, roll down the back straightaway. We'll be in our first green-white checker of the evening, and we will see who will grab the checker flag here from Atlanta. Now, if you're Jason Branch, this is not what you want to see. That 14 car is in the mix as well, up in 7th right now, looking to extend his overall point standing leads. But right now, it's strictly about grabbing the win at Atlanta here this evening. The 20 car is back, green flag racing. The 23 all over the back of the 4, but the 20 and the 11 with good starts themselves. That's what they needed. They needed to get single file and try to keep the guys with fresher tires and the yellow flag right back out here in the back of the pack. Oh, the 9 of Sam Taylor going for a slide. Keep it off the wall. Good job. Spins it back away. Lee Ball's on pit road. Tinder's car is pretty tore up. We will see. Well, I'm not getting an official crash notification. What brought this out? We'll go to the blimp cam. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Hey, good. Oh, man. The 88's going to go for a barrel roll here. All right, hold on. Let's back this thing up here a little bit. 3 wide to 12. Yeah, you knew he was going to be aggressive. I mean, I told you that on the last caution when he had a chance of it. So hold on. Let's pause this here. Zach Cato, we're going to have to get an interview with him, because you know he is not going to like this move here by the 12. He probably respects the move, the aggressiveness, but after battling all night to get the laps back, it's probably not what he wants to be involved in. The 12 gets a good launch here. Going to try to split the difference between the 00. The 00 is probably not really aware that they're 3 wide. The 6 just try to follow the 71 into the corner, and obviously just going to turn him up the hill. Some significant damage for Cato. The 1's going to punt the 88, because what else is Melnick going to do in that? The 12's going to get the front end tore off of that machine there, and then Tinder sliding down the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Scott Wise. Pow! Going to barrel roll him. Lands on top of the 6 somehow once again, just like we saw with Evan Perry earlier. The 6 car not very tore up. So after battling from like 5 laps down to get back on the lead lap and just outside the top 10, I know Cato is not going to be very happy with that. Here's Segredo, who looks like he may have gotten through that wreck, but still 30 laps down. Not going to help the Gen 6 points leader. But it is helping the 20 and the 11 right now, and the 4 with these old tires. I'm sure if you're the 20, you would not mind to get the green flag heading to turn 1 and see the yellow flag come back out, because the tires are going to make a huge difference if they do get to the white flag here in this one for the 23, 20 on back, who will not have to lift. They'll keep the foot to floor. I'm sure the 20 will absolutely do his best to not lift either. Like he said, he's trying to get the checker flag or steering wheel toe back to on a flatbed back here, so I'm sure he's going to try to do his best to not lift either. But with the amount of wear on those tires, I think it's not really going to be an option. So going to be interesting to see. He's going to need another good restart here and maybe try to give himself a cushion letting that 11 or the 4 tuck in and get those the cars with older tires in front of the guys with newer tires to try to keep them back here. So it's going to be just pivotal here for the 23 to get a good start, be all over the back of the 11 and try to keep him even with the 20, and then eventually make a move with the fresher tires. The 23 is he calls it money moves time. He's definitely in it. He's got the 4 fresh tires out of the guys right in front of him, so he's definitely going to have to be aggressive on this restart. He's going to also have to be careful, though, with the old tires of the 11 and the 20, that nobody spins the tires in front of him or just lifts the rear tires off the ground. 23's got a lot of business decisions to make, as well as the 3 in front of him. We're wrapping up our 13th caution of the evening. The lights are off of the pace car. This is our final attempt at a green-white checker here for the Masters of the Draft on the CSR broadcast channel from Atlanta. I have a feeling if they can keep these cars in a straight line until the end of this race, with the tire differences, the aggressive drivers, the hungry drivers to grab their first win of the season, the 20, the 4's looking for his first win, the 11, the 22, the 47, your points leader's looking for his first win of the year. Then don't forget Jerry Fassett right there has had a rough go of it lately, but within striking distance, if they can pull it off here. You already see the 23 all over the back of the 11. The 11's trying to lay back just a little bit. Little gamesmanship here on the start, but they are approaching the restart zone. We're on our final green-white checker. The green flag is back out. The 20 does get a good launch. Going to clear that outside line. The 23 is all over the back of the 11. Exactly what he needed to do. He needs to clear the 4 car on the inside to give himself a shot. Bobby Wetzel, one of the more aggressive drivers here in the series as well. You know, if the 23 makes a move, he's going to try to go with him. I'm sure he knows he's on those fresh tires and try to get aggressive and then make the move on him. The 23 all over the back of the 11. The 11 pushing the 20 down into turns 3 and 4. How much grip do they have? Can they make it stick? Right now, the 20 with all the air on the nose of that car will lead him out of turn 4. The white flag is out. The 4 car struggling on the bottom of the racetrack. 1 lap to go for the Masters of the Draft. The 20 of Al Lincoln's leading these guys around. The 23 is going to need some help on those 4 fresh tires, with the 20 doing a good job looking in the mirror. The 23 is going to look low. He's going to need that help, though. I think he needed Wetzel to go with him. Now Nelson, where does he make his move if he has an opportunity? The guys watching up the hill. Here comes the 12 in the mix as well, but now out of turn 4. Here comes the 20. The 23 is coming, but he's not going to get there in time. It's going to be Al Lincoln's once again for the Masters of the Draft. And a great finish. The 11 try to make his move. The 09 try to make their move. But it's going to go to the 20 once again here this evening. The 20 bringing it down the front straightaway here. He's even going to have enough tires to burn this thing down. Of course he is. He's definitely going to whip this thing around on the front straightaway and burn it down for yet another win for Al Lincoln's here. Burning it down on the front straightaway. We will get a word with your winner here this evening. Al Lincoln's grabs another one in a thriller. But let's go ahead and get a look at your final results and get another peek at the finish here. As you see the 20 burning it down on the front straightaway here right at the start finish line. He is going to be absolutely thrilled here. $12 in the 4 joining him for his burnout. But let's look at your final results for this evening. Al Lincoln's wins. He got 4 cars, about a 10th of a second right there. Nelson, a great P2. Ryan Wilson, great P3. Wetzel, Rhodes, Craig Martin, Brian Hayes, a great finish. He definitely needed that one. Jacob Drifts come home in 8th. Zach Cato battles all the way back for a top 10. And the 12 of Picklesheimer. grabs himself 10th. Joe Wells, Jerry Fassett, Fred Pennington, Eddie Rowdy, Steve Melnick, Marcus Kaiser, Tim Shiflett, Scott Lay round out your top 18. We'll continue through our finishing order here this evening. James Tinder, Scott Wise somehow limps that car on the lead lap. In 20th, Eric Hayden, Jason Branch, Evan Perry, Gregory Thurlow, Sam Taylor, Jim Segredo, Alex Liebald, Derek Jacobs, and the guys who did not have the best of races. Justin Lee Pearson, early retire. Britain as well. DJ Waddle got caught up very early, and Zach Harry did not take the green flag here tonight. More of a start and park night for him. So let's bring in tonight's winner. Let's get at least your top 3 if we can, and a couple extra interviews in here as the night goes on. Let's see, where are you hiding, Mr. Al? There you are.
There ain't no sense of that.
Al, it's Craig in the booth. Well, you mirror drove and you pulled it off.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It was tough. Now I thought I lost it there at the end. The bottom was coming. I was just stay in my lane, not try to cause a wreck, and hope and pray I crossed the checkered first.
Well, another win for you and the boys. Really going to make that team standings interesting there. But, man, entertaining race. How much fun did you have behind the wheel, and any shout-outs you want to give before we let you out of here?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was front to the back, and you could really pass tonight. It was kind of surprising, but I enjoy this track. It's a lot of fun. I like to thank first and foremost God and my family, then Darrell Johnson and all my teammates at Slightly Dangerous Racing and this league, and obviously a good job you all do. We appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Well, congrats. Up from 8th, grabs the win tonight. Congrats, buddy.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we got to bring in P2 here this evening, right? And we'll just bring in the whole top 3. But Jeremiah Nelson grabs himself P2. Let's go ahead and move him up here in the booth. Mr. Nelson, it's Craig up in the booth. So close there at the end.
Yeah, I was just pushing for all I got, brother. Just, how it is at the end of these things. Just push, and you never know. You might have a chance to win it or not, just.
I mean, with the amount of laps on those tires, I mean, the way you and the 20, I called it earlier in the race, you and the 20 were working so well together all night, but I was thoroughly impressed of how you guys were able to get going on the restart, no tire spin, and just link up and pull off the 1-2.
Yeah, that's my buddy, man. We, I just want to thank. I'm glad we done good for the team tonight. I'm just got a team car. Got the win tonight. We dominated the race. I mean, that was just a chef's kiss.
There you go. Well, congrats on the P2. Looking forward to next week.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for everything.
Well, let's bring in P3. Where are you hiding at? One of our favorite guys we didn't get to talk to tonight, but we get to talk to him now. P3, Mr. Wilson, up 29 spots.
Oh, man. It was a challenge from the start.
Well, it paid off. I mean, P3, were you thinking those fresh tires would have made... I should say, with the fresh tires, I'm sure you didn't like seeing all the cautions. I think that would have paid into your favor there. But nonetheless, good run. Give us your thoughts.
Well, I started off tonight, and my team, man, Brian Hayes, he was coaching me the whole race. He's just like, come on, we're going to stay back here. We're just going to keep them clean. And, it paid off. I mean, I got into practice, internet dropped out, made it in with like a minute to go in warm up. And, just bided my time back there. Brian telling me, just don't be chomping at the bit. We got this. So I listened to him, and man, if we would have went maybe 4 to go before that first green light checker, I feel like my chances would have been a little bit better. I got right on that 11, and I was trying to push him for everything I was worth. And Christian, I mean, he started giving me a little bit of help there towards the end, and I really appreciate that. He's been racing me clean, doing some other racing with us as well, and I appreciate these guys, and getting up there at third, that's my best finish in this league. So hopefully maybe next week will be first.
All right. Well, you're heading to a spot in a car you're very familiar with. So looking forward to next week, buddy.
Yes, sir. Me as well. And thank you for the good broadcast, man.
Thank you, sir. Well, I want to get, I mean, he mentioned his name. He's had a rough go of it lately. But Brian Hayes, man, top 10 tonight.
Hey, what's happening, Mr. Craig?
What's going on? A good run for you. You needed this one. A little confidence boost there at that 47, eh?
Yeah, Ryan and I decided early on we were going to hang in the back and let the goons be the goons, and we were going to save our equipment and come with like 30 to go, 25 to go. We were going to let the hammer down. That's what we did. We got a cautious fill when they needed to for us, and we ended up front. We were able to stick up there for a while, and under the checker flag, we had 3 of our AWR guys in the top 10.
Well, good run, buddy. Momentum heading into next week. I just said to Ryan, at a track, at a car you guys are extremely familiar with, riding the momentum into Talladega.
Yeah, got a few laps in that car on that track for sure.
Just a couple.
Yeah, all's well with you.
All is great. That was a fun race to watch.
Yeah, it was a little squirrely there towards the end. You get some laps on them tires. The bottom wants to push when those top guys want to side draft you, so you got to be a little bit on both brake and gas, and minding your P's and Q's down there on the bottom. But it was fun all in all. Yeah, I had a good time, and I was hoping for a little better, but I'm glad we ended up under green for once. That was nice.
Well, good job on the run tonight, buddy.
Thank you, Craig. Have a great night, brother. Appreciate you.
You too, buddy. Well, that will just about wrap it up for us here this evening. I know we've mentioned it a couple times, but coming up next week, the Gen 6 cars at Talladega, they put on an awesome show. It's probably the most fun to broadcast tonight. Tonight's going to rival next week. I mean, I think the surprising factor was the tire wear and the handling really made it for entertaining. I know we had a lot of cautions, but I think the handling just really surprised a lot of guys out on the racetrack, and it made it entertaining. We'll definitely hit you the recap because we had a ton of lead changes in this one, as well as besides the chaos. But next week, looking forward to that one. Don't miss it. 94 laps from Talladega in the Gen 6. We're going to have 3 wide. We're going to have side drafts. I'm sure at some point we will have somebody upside down, if not multiple guys going upside down there. But tonight, Al Lincolns grabs yet another one here for the Masters of the Draft. Jacob Drift with his finish definitely going to extend his points lead just a little bit. But next week we will be back Tuesday nights with the Masters of the Draft on the CSR broadcast channel. Thank you guys so much for checking us out here. This evening. We'll ride out here to the finish of this one.